everybody. Welcome to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. My name is Samantha Genzer, and I'm going to be your show host for you guys today. We have a very exciting episode. We're going to be covering the U.S. Gymnastics Olympic Trials, WNBA records being broken, and the U.S. Track and Field Olympic Trials, the rest of the roster and relay teams for the USA swimming team, and make sure you guys stay till the end of the show to hear about how the Dow Championships went. Before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, we do get a lot of questions that come in from viewers during the show, so to ensure that your questions and comments get read on the air, I ask that you use this link, gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them, and of course, it really does help the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Now, let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy today's content. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with something that was very big this weekend, the Gymnastics Trials. I'm very excited to be talking about this. So, the U.S. Gymnastics Olympic Trials took place this weekend from the 27th to the 30th. There was absolutely so much to talk about with the Gymnastics Olympic Trials. I'm sorry if you can hear a dog squeaky toy in the background. My dog is a mess. So anyway, we might have to split the Gymnastics Trials into 2 or even 3 parts. Today, we're going to focus on the 5 people that qualify for the Olympic team, and then tomorrow we'll talk about the other people that competed, as well as the 6th and 7th place person who were qualified as traveling alternates, and then the 8th to 9th place person who are the non-traveling alternates. And then, so the way the Gymnastics Trials works is the first place finisher automatically qualifies for the team. And then the selection committee picks the rest of the people, including 4 other people on the team and 4 alternates. I'm sorry, it's Monday, give me a break. I have a dog squeaky toy in the background. I'm kind of a mess. Anyway, and then 4 alternates. I don't know if you can hear barking now. 2 non-traveling and 2 traveling alternates. But in this case, the people that qualified for the team were the top 9 finishers. The other 2 non-traveling gymnasts were named very late last night. I don't know if it's actually official or not, if they are the non-traveling alternates. I'm still trying to figure that out because it just seems that someone put it on the website and was like, these are the 8th and 9th place finishers, they're probably the non-traveling alternates, and it's we can't really assume that yet, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll see. That's for tomorrow's discussion, so stay tuned for tomorrow's show because we're going to still be talking about the Gymnastics Trials. Okay, so before we actually get talking about the top 5, I wanted to talk about those who experienced some severe injuries and were unfortunately out of the running for the team. Kaylee DiCello and Chiles Jones were solid contenders for the team, possibly even as an alternate, although Chiles Jones I really felt was going to make the team. DiCello was an alternate on the 2020 team, and I was really excited to see how she would do this year. Same with Jones, and Jones is a 6-time World Championship medalist. So what happened was DiCello failed to complete her vault, instead opting to flip over once and land safely on her back. She was immediately tended to by medical staff, being carried off the competition floor. And then Jones tweaked her left knee during vault warm-ups on Friday. She passed on the vault, but returned a short time later and managed to complete her uneven bar routine, where she scored an excellent 14.625, despite doing a somewhat watered-down set. So she couldn't match the level of difficulty that she was supposed to do when she submitted her routine. And then Sky Blakely, who finished in 2nd at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships, also experienced an injury, and based on how she would do in the trials, she would have been a solid contender for the team. She ruptured her right Achilles tendon in training on Wednesday, which unfortunately ended her chance of making the team. She was on crutches during the trials and stood at the middle of the floor during a break between rotations and received a long ovation after being introduced. So with those 3 gymnasts being out, it opened up a lot of spotlight and opportunities for other gymnasts like Jocelyn Robertson and Tiana Suminasekara and Hezly Rivera, who had made the team and was not expected to make the team. So it was huge. So now let's talk about the gymnasts that were able to compete and that were in the top 5. So first was obviously the iconic Simone Biles. This was a given. We all knew she was going to finish first. Biles started the night with a clean set on bars, but had a few wobbles on the balance beam. At the halfway point, it was an unusual sight on the leaderboard. Biles was not winning. She was 3/10 behind Leanne 1. A dominant performance on floor carried Biles back to the familiar first place standing. Out of all of her routines, Biles' floor exercise is my favorite. She has Taylor Swift's Reputation music in the background in the beginning, and she has a lot of awesome dance choreo in the end, especially with her ending pose. Her team, actually, like the club she trains at, they actually have an entire different coach to do the dance choreography on floor exercise, which is really interesting. She ended with a score of 14.85 on her first day floor exercise. On the second day, she did just as well on the floor, earning a score of 14.725. Her level of difficulty sets her very much apart from the other competitors. During the vault, the crowd in the arena immediately took to their feet in the fourth rotation when she landed her vault, a Yurchenko double pike. She earned a 15.975, the highest score of the night by over 8 points. The skill is the most difficult jaw-dropping piece of women's gymnastics being done in the world right now. She did a second vault, the Chang, to show the selection committee her prowess for the Olympic vault final. On uneven bars for both days, she had barely any flaws and maintained her usual level of difficulty, earning a score of 14.425 and 14.2. Going back to the balance beam, like I said, she had a few wobbles during her mount. Her first day score for the balance beam was 13.65, and then on the second day, she had another issue where she came off on her side aerial. The rest of the routine was pretty good, and she had a final score of 13.9. You know, she was able to recover, but you could definitely see the frustration in her face. Her all-around score at the end of the second day was 117.225, which is insane if you look at the second place finisher. So second place, moving on, is Sunisa Lee, which was very much expected as she was the 2020 Olympic all-around champion and uneven bars bronze medalist. So yeah, there was a big gap between Biles' all-around score and Lee's all-around score, as she ended with a score of 111.675. Lee opened the competition on vault. Her hand slipped on the table, but she was able to pull her Yurchenko double twist around and land on her feet for a 13.525. She then went for the upgraded uneven routine, but brushed her feet to the mat after the barred wall, resulting in a 3/10 deduction. However, due to the level of difficulty, she still managed a 14.4. Lee then opened her floor routine with an upgraded full twisting double layout, which she stuck cold, and I mean stuck it cold. Excellent routine with different music and choreography from what she showed in a few weeks ago at the US Championships. She earned a score of 13.7. Moving on to the next day, she earned a 14.1 on the vault, improving her Friday score by 0.575. And then for her beam routine, I think it's 5.275. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot do math sometimes. And then for her beam routine, it looked a bit different from Friday's routine. On Friday, she scored the highest on beam than any other gymnast, but in the Sunday second rotation, Lee came off the beam after her mount and needed several balance checks to stay on her beam during the rest of the routine. It was not a solid beam routine for her, to be completely honest. She fell, I believe, 3 times total, including one on the mount. She wobbled a lot. It just kind of, she needed a lot of balance checks to kind of stay focused. She scored a 12.825 with execution deductions, knocking her down her routine's high difficulty score. But on the brighter side, during her uneven bar, she stuck her dismount and the crowd rose to its feet. So she recovered there. Her 14.875 on the bars rotation 1 is the highest bar scores of either night of the trial so far that day, so thanks to its high difficulty rating and her execution overall. In third place was Jordan Chiles. Y'all know she's one of my favorites. I love her. She just has the cutest personality and she's so fun. Like, don't you just want to hang out with her? She hit an all-around score of 111.425, so incredibly close to Suni Lee. To start her competition off strong, Chiles rocked a bar routine of 14.35 points. For her balance beam routine, she had an excellent save during the mount where her right foot missed the beam, but she disguised the mishap well. I guess only if you were someone watching on TV who could literally replay it over and over, you would really see it, but it was still flawless. I mean, I am biased because I love her. Anything she does, I'm like, that was beautiful. Anyway, she ended with a score of 13.625, and then for the vault, she performed a clean Yurchenko double twist, ending with a score of 14.35. Her floor routine is my favorite because she has so much personality, and it really shows during her routine. She also has that fun dance choreo in the exercise, and like I said, Biles, their club, which is where Chiles also trains at, they have an entire coach to do their dance choreo, and you can definitely see how much better their dance choreo is than other people's floor routine. Like, no offense, but they just, like, it sets them apart so much. So Chiles worked the crowd on floor exercise and even gave the camera a little wink before her opening tumbling pass. She posted a 14.1. During the second night, Chiles ran across the vault, waving her arms and pumping up the crowd. She scored a 14.5 on vault, an increase from her Friday score with her UCLA coach Janelle McDonald cheering from the front row of the stands. Chiles and Lee then became tied in second behind Biles and all around. And it was really close. You didn't really know who was going to come in second. For her uneven bars, she was solid, but it wasn't her best since her legs came apart after her Maloney to Griner. She ended with a score of 14.2, though. She had some issues with her beam, ending with a score of 12.225. But her floor vault and uneven bars helped her maintain her third place position, although she could have beat Sunisa Lee if she did not struggle as much on her beam. Regardless, her floor was great with another score of 14.1, the same score she had the first day. In fourth place was Jade Carey, who I also have so much love for as well. She had a final all-around score of 111.35. This was one of Carey's best all-around meets of her career. On the first day, she posted a score of 13.575 on the uneven bars and balance beam, and those are considered her weaker events. Her floor routine gained some difficulty, upgrading her third tumbling pass to a tuck double-double, which brought her difficulty score to a 6.3. The final score for her routine was 14.075. Carey wrapped up her evening with two stellar vaults. She nearly stuck her Chang for a 14.6 and concluded her competition with an upgraded second vault and Amanar with just a step forward. On the second day, her uneven bar routine went really well, though she has a lower level of difficulty in that event than some of the other gymnasts. She ended with a score of 13.075. For her balance beam, she did a front arrow to split jump to Corbeau, which was super impressive. She did a double pike off the beam and had a bit of minor leg separation, but the landing was very strong. She had a final score of 13.625 in that. For the floor, she stayed with a score of 14.15, and then lastly on the vault, she did Chang, and the landing was phenomenal, ending with a score of 14.675, so super strong. Fifth place, like I said, left more opportunities for others because of the three superstars that ended up dropping out due to injuries. So 16-year-old Hezly Rivera took that fifth place spot and the fifth spot on the team. That's insane. She's still in high school and can't even drive yet, but she's going to the Olympics in gymnastics. She ended with an all-around score of 111.15. On her first day, you could tell she was more nervous, and she just did overall much better on her second day. On the first day, she got a 13.575 on vault, 14.025 on the uneven bars, 13.7 on balance beam, and 13.525 on the floor. Her level of difficulty is insane for her age. Obviously, I mean, she's going to the Olympics, but coming into the trials, I thought she was going to be a top contender, but at a disadvantage given her age and level of difficulty. However, she was clearly able to keep up with everyone, and even though she did a lot better on the second day, her first day results were very much in line with the top gymnasts at the meet. On the second day, Rivera improved her beam score by 0.575 from Friday, performing the second most difficult beam routine of the second rotation behind Lee. Rivera's first rotation bar score of 14.3 was higher than Biles and Chiles in rotation 2. Rivera also boosted her vault score considerably at 14.2 Sunday compared to Friday's 13.575. Rivera stuck her landing the last punctuation of the 16-year-old, making her Olympic case to the officials. Afterwards, her 14.3 on bars is the fourth highest bar routine score of trials. So she's insane, but I definitely think her uneven bars really gave the huge opening for the Olympic team because she's so talented in that event particularly, and I feel like that's probably one where some of the other gymnasts on the team, it is considered Biles' weakest event, but knowing Simone Biles, like, none of her events are like weak. So like it's nice to see that Rivera can take her strength in some of those more considered weaker events for other gymnasts for the team, if that makes sense. So like I said earlier, we are going to be talking about the gymnastics trials some more tomorrow, and if I need a part 3, we will talk about them on Wednesday's show as well. But stay tuned for tomorrow's show when we talk about the 6th and 7th place finishers, as well as the 8th and 9th place finishers who are considered to be the other alternates. We'll see though. I need to figure that out. We're now going to move into the next segment where we talk about some WNBA records being broken this season. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the Gymnastics Olympic Trials, and now we need to switch into talking about the WNBA. So this year's WNBA season has been very different from other seasons with its increased viewership and variety of talent and rookies. But this year also marks something different, the speed at which league records are being broken. I feel like after every game there's some sort of record that has been broken by a rookie or well-known player, and it's not just an individual record like a high-scoring game, it's a whole league record. So in this segment we're going to talk about some records that have been broken this past couple of weeks that have put a change and effect on the league. Before we actually get started, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. This also puts your questions and comments at the top of the list so that they get read on the air and you can have that interactive aspect of the GSMC Sports Network. Also, I wanted to remind you guys to make sure you stay till the end of the show to hear about the Dow Championships that finished up this weekend. Now that we got that out of the way, let's actually start talking about some records being broken. So the first record I wanted to talk about was something that's been huge in the media for a while, viewership records. On Wednesday, June 19th, the Indiana Fever broke the NBA TV viewership record for a single matchup. Their Wednesday night game against the Washington Mystics peaked at 566,000 views, averaging 460,000 viewers. That counts for NBA TV's largest audience in network history for a WNBA game. The Fever have been the most viewed team in the league, mainly because of Caitlin Clark attracting major audiences during home and away games. Also, back in April, the WNBA draft broke another TV viewership record, drawing in 2.45 million people. That's a dang lot of people. But it was the game last Sunday that really broke records. The Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky went head-to-head, and according to ESPN, it was the most viewed WNBA game across all networks in the past 23 years. The game averaged 2.3 million viewers, with the broadcast peaking at 3.3 million people watching from home, as compared to the Sky Fever game broadcasted on CBS Sports and Paramount Plus, which drew a peak of 3 million viewers a week prior. Now let's talk about the next record that I wanted to mention. The Las Vegas Aces dominated the Minnesota Lynx on Wednesday, winning 80-66. Asia Wilson recorded her fifth consecutive 20-point, 10-rebound game with 29 points and 15 rebounds. breaking the WNBA record for the longest streak in history. The previous record of 4 straight such performances was held twice by Sylvia Fowles and once by Tina Charles and Gloria Johnson, respectively. This was Wilson's 81st career double-double, which ranks 4th among active players. Wilson not only played offensively very well, she also had notable performances defensively, setting rebounding and blocking records. Wilson finished the game with 15 rebounds, which means she has 10 or more rebounds in 5 straight games, the longest active streak in the league. WNBA legend Candace Parker is the only player with more consecutive double-digit rebound performances with 12. Additionally, Wilson has blocked at least 1 shot in 14 games, the longest active streak in the WNBA as well. Wilson always makes history in every game she plays, being one of the best players in the league, hands down. But that game was a game where her stats were just flying off the charts. This was a great game for Wilson, and you can't argue with stats, so it's become more clear after this game that she is literally one of the best players in the league. The next record I need to mention is from Diana Taurasi. The Phoenix Mercury star has played in the WNBA for 20 years now, known for her willingness to do literally whatever it will take to win. Along her illustrious journey, Taurasi has broken record after record in both league and franchise history, doing it once again against the Los Angeles Sparks on Friday. In the Mercury's 92-78 win over the Sparks, Taurasi shot 5 for 8, or 62.5% from 3. The 80th time she has scored 5 or more three-pointers in a game. Continuing to set the standard in the WNBA, she has 50 more games with this achievement attached than Katie Smith, who is number 2nd in league history with 30. Out of the gate, Taurasi was a perfect 3 for 3 from deep in the fourth quarter, as she and Sparks star Darica Hamby were in the middle of a 3-point shootout. Hamby was 4 for 4 from 3 at one stage of the game and finished with 29 points. So far this season, the 2-time WNBA champion Taurasi is piling on a huge list of records that she has shattered. She became only the 3rd player in WNBA history to reach 300 wins, surpassing Michael Jordan for most 20-plus point games in WNBA and /NBA history over the age of 40, becoming the oldest player to score 30-plus points in a game at 42 years old, and has collected 500 steals in her career. Also, as we know, she has the most experience as an Olympian on this year's roster. So when reflecting on the integral the three-pointer is to her game, Taurasi talked about her utilizing this ability to the fullest extent she can. She said, quote, "I've always shot a lot of threes, but I think as you evolve or get older, you kind of have to find ways to leverage what you are good at. I've really taken a step back and tried to figure out how to make the game easier for myself and for my teammates. Catch and shoot threes, quick rips. So the rim and three are 2 things that make it easier for you and your teammates. Those are 2 things that when I am playing a game, I try to seek those things out and go from there." Unquote. Being able to witness some of the NBA's best while he was an assistant coach in the past, Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts believes Taurasi is one of the best basketball players in general, that's including WNBA and the NBA. Tibbetts said, quote, "I heard the next closest was 30, which is just crazy to even think about. She's up there with the best. I spent 8 years in Portland with Damian Lillard, and the way he worked each and every day is a lot like how DT or Diana Taurasi goes to work. There's a guy, Steph Curry in Golden State, that swept us 4 times and can shoot pretty good, but I'll put her up against anyone. She finds them in different ways. It's catch and shoot, off the bounce. She says it all the time. It's like every game there's a new record, so it's credit to her and her longevity. It's very impressive," unquote. Also, last week, the day before Friday, Caitlin Clark made history during Thursday's game against the Seattle Storm. You literally cannot talk about a record being broken without mentioning Caitlin Clark. That is just like a fact. Like, you cannot. So Clark became the fastest player in league history to record 300 points, 100 assists, and 100 rebounds. Clark took 19 games to reach this record. This is an incredible accomplishment for Clark as it highlights her all-around game. Becoming the first player in WNBA history to reach any achievement is already impressive, but an accomplishment that includes points, rebounds, and assists is even more special. While everybody knows about Clark's deep shooting ability, she is already one of the best passers in the league. Averaging 6.6 assists per game entering play on Thursday, Clark ranked 4th in the WNBA in this category and 1st among rookies. A lot of haters say she's a ball hog, and I never understood that argument because just look at her rebound recorded assist. Like, I don't know. I will never understand the argument because I'm like, you can't argue with stats when it comes like to like, yeah, like, I don't know. I never understood it. Like, I'm like, yeah, she takes a shot when she can finish it. Don't get me wrong. But that's what you have to do. Like, take a shot, you make it, and you pass the ball. Like, she does both. Like, amazing. So during the game against the Storm, Clark shot 4 of 9 from the field for 15 points against the Storm, while going 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. She also had 6 rebounds and 7 assists. The other fastest player to get these stats at 300, 100, and 100 were Andrea Stinson in 22 games, Shannon Johnson also in 22 games, and Cynthia Cooper in 23 games. So compared to 22 games, like, it is insane how she has gotten this in 19 games. Like, that is like a huge difference. I'm telling you, Clark is something else in the league. A record that was made by another leading rookie in the WNBA is from Angel Reese, where she notched her 10th consecutive double-double and set a new single-season WNBA record against the Minnesota Lynx Sunday afternoon. It was a roller coaster fourth quarter for Reese. She entered the fourth quarter with 7 points and 10 rebounds, but missed several layup attempts to creep closer to the record. Finally, with 40 seconds to go, Reese got a shot to drop to put her at 9 points. Then, 17 seconds later, Reese was a victim of a loose ball foul and went to the free throw line. She had the second foul shot, securing her 10th double-double. Candace Parker set the previous record with 9 straight double-doubles in 2015. So beating Parker is a huge accomplishment, and it really gets a lot of clout behind your name. Reese could have another major record to her name by the season's end. She's on pace to shatter Yolanda Griffith's record for most offensive rebounds in a single season. Griffith pulled down 162 offensive boards in 2001. After Sunday games, Reese has 81 offensive rebounds in 17 games, which puts her on track for 190 this year. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that's insane. Like, 190, I don't know. Like, that, I'm sorry. I'm always going to be, like, shocked by that. If she reaches that, I will, geez. I'm telling you, I truly believe that Clark and Reese are the best rookies in the league. They're just, like, they're making history every single game, and you can't deny that. So we're now going to move into the next segment. Of course, there are so many more records I would like to talk about in this WNBA season, but these were just some that really stood out to me. And if you guys enjoyed this segment, let me know in the comments if you would like to see me talk about some other standout records being broken this year. So and now let's transition to the next segment where we recap the track and field Olympic trials. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about WNBA records being broken this season, and now we're going to recap the U.S. Track and Field Olympic Trials. Last week, we recapped the first 4 days, so today we're going to finish up recapping the trials. I also talked about my predictions and sort of previewed the remaining days of the trials during Thursday's show, so I recommend checking that episode out to see how incorrect or potentially correct I am. The trials took place in Eugene, Oregon from the 21st to 30th, so it ended this Sunday. Tuesday and Wednesday were the athletes' rest days, so there was no events those days. And then, I'm so sorry if you can hear my dog. And then everything resumed on Thursday. As a reminder, the top 3 in each event qualify for the Olympic Games. So let's just get into it. Let's start by recapping Thursday. Okay, so the women's discus finals were on Thursdays. Valarie Allman low-key dominated this competition. Not even low-key, like she just did. She just dominated. She ended in first place at 70.73 meters. She was just way farther ahead than everyone else. And second was Jaden Ulrich from the University of Louisville at 62.63 meters. As you can see, the first and second place scores have a huge gap, which is insane how high ahead Allman was compared to everyone else. And third was Veronica Fraley from Vanderbilt University. I'm really happy to see that there were two student athletes in this event going, and I feel like these end results make very much sense and were very much predictable. Also on Thursday was the women's 3,000 meter steeplechase finals. There we go. I was trying to change the slide here. So Valerie Constantine finished in first, which was very much expected. She finished with a time at 9 minutes, 3.22 seconds. Courtney Wayment, who I also was expecting to finish in the top 3, was in second at 9 minutes, 6.50 seconds. Marissa Howard finished in third at 9 minutes, 7.14 seconds. This isn't shocking, but I definitely am shocked that third place wasn't Gabby Jennings, Kaylee Mitchell, or Olivia Markusich. I was really happy to see Lexi Halliday from BYU do really well, though. She wasn't predicted to finish in the top 5. She also wasn't a favorite at all, but I just was really looking forward to seeing her compete. But she did finish in 9th, which was really good. There were a lot of other events that took place Thursday, but most of them were first rounds, and I would rather spend time talking about the semifinals and finals, so that's what we're going to do. So let's talk about the women's 1,500 meter semifinals. Nikki Hiltz finished first with a time of 4 minutes, 1.40 seconds. In second was Sinclair Johnson with 4 minutes, 1.58 seconds. Heather McLean finished in third, clocking a time of 4 minutes, 2.09 seconds. And fourth was Corey McGee with a time of 2.09 seconds as well. And that just came right, oh my gosh, is it millisecond? I'm gonna say it's millisecond. Now my doorbell's ringing, which also just really scared my dog, so I sincerely apologize. But I've never gotten attacked by a bunny, so she's doing her job. Okay, I'm so sorry if you can hear her. I feel so bad. Anyway, so it got down to the millisecond. That's how close they were. Fifth was Elle St. Pereire at 4 minutes, 2.14 seconds. I am not shocked with the top 5. Don't get me wrong, but what does shock me is that St. Pereire did not finish first or second. Still, this was the semifinals, so the finals are really what matter the most. She might have just wanted to finish in the top 10 or whatever, not risk an injury or being overtired. So the other semifinals on Friday was the woman 200 meter dash. Gabby Thomas very predictably finished in first with a time of 21.78 seconds. Sha'Carri Richardson, and this is where the drama, oh wait, not yet, sorry, don't mean to spoil it. Sha'Carri Richardson was in second at 21.92 seconds. Mckenzie Long made me very happy, finishing in third with a time of 22.01 seconds. I am so happy to see that she was in third in the semifinals because it made her more of a favorite to be in the top 3 in the finals. I've talked about her numerous times on my channel. She's a star from the University of Missouri, graduating this year and making headlines as one of the top athletes from the NCAA D1 Track and Field Championships. And then Abby Steiner was in fourth with a time of 22.03 seconds, and fifth was Brittany Brown with a time of 22.08 seconds. Other notable people in this race were Tamari Davis, who got 6th overall, and Jada Mays from the University of Oregon at 9th overall. More interesting events happened on Saturday, to be honest, as there was just more finals. First finals was the women's 20K race walk. To be very honest, I only recently started watching this event and becoming super interested in it. So I was not very confident making predictions, but I did have some top 4 people, and those people were Robin Stevens, Miranda Melville, Stephanie Cassie, and Katie Burnett. I was right with Stevens and Melville. Stevens finished in 33rd in the Tokyo Olympics, and she finished in first on Saturday at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 38 seconds. Miranda Melville was in second at 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 38 seconds. Isn't that weird how they're exactly 2 minutes apart? That's so crazy. But this is where I was completely wrong. Michelle Rolla snuck in there at third at 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 27 seconds. There we go. Kate Burnett and Stephanie Cassie were 4th and 5th respectively, but unfortunately that means they will not be competing at the games as of now. I mean, things could change, someone gets injured, that stuff, we'll see, but as of now, these are the 3 people that are competing in this event. I will say, I don't really know Michelle Roll that much. Like, I have not heard her name that much at all. I apologize. I like was trying to figure out like how old she is, where she's from, and all of that. I can't figure out how old she is. So if anyone knows, please let me know, because I saw that like she was, some website told me she was 60, and I was like, that's insane. And some website told me she was 55, and I was like, that's insane. And then some website told me she was like 30, and I was like, is she? I don't know. But someone just like drop that comment if you can. I would like to know. Anyway, moving on to the women's 10K, Weini Kelati won the race. She took the lead in the final lap and was able to hold off the other runners, finishing with a time of 31 minutes, 41.07 seconds. Parker Valby came in second at a time of 31 minutes, 41.56 seconds, and I predicted she would be in second. I'm really happy to see her making the Olympic team, as she's a student athlete at the University of Florida, and she has been improving each meet, so this is very much well deserved. She was unable to come out in the top 3 in the 5K, so this was the event for her to get that clout back and, you know, superstar power back. And then Kelati took part in the 10K during the 2020 U.S. Olympic Trials, but she ended up dropping out of the race a little more than halfway, and this was the year for her to take that back. Lastly, in third was Carissa Schesweiser with a time of 31 minutes, 41.56 seconds. Saturday also held the 200-meter dash finals, and oh my gosh, this was the race to watch. If you could go back and watch one race, watch this one. This was insane. Just because, yeah, I'll get to it. So Gabby Thomas won the race. That makes sense, you know. She ran the fastest 200-meter time at 21.81 seconds, and then what happened was she led around the turn and finished in first, around 2 strides ahead of the rest of the field. Brittany Brown finished in second at 21.90 seconds, and NCAA 100 and 200 champion Mckenzie Long came in third, winning at 21.91 seconds. You're probably like, where's Sha'Carri Richardson? Exactly, that's where the drama happens. Sha'Carri Richardson, who won the 100 at the trials, came in fourth. I was sad to see that she didn't make the top 3, because I would have loved to see the lineup be Thomas, Richardson, and Long. But Richardson will be competing in the 100-meter dash, and also I'm really happy that Brown made the cut. Sometimes the issues with the trials is there are so many people I want to see qualify in one event, but that's just not possible. Like, I wish I could take 4 people in this event, but you know, they just can't do that. I definitely will say I would have thought that Mckenzie Long would have beat Brittany Brown. I don't know why. I just was feeling that vibe. But still, like, this makes sense. The first, second, and third place here. It just is so shocking to me that Sha'Carri Richardson is not competing in this event when she was very much predicted to compete in this event at the Games. Still, remember, she is competing in the 100-meter at the Games, so it's not like she's not going to the Olympics. Okay, so we have to talk about the women's shot put on Saturday. Chase Jackson won the shot put title with a season best throw of 65 feet, 11.5 inches. Her best throw came in the 4th round of the competition. She's a 2-time world champion, so this was very much expected. And then in second was Raven Saunders, who also was expected to place in the top 3. She captured the silver medal with a mark of 65 feet, 3.5 inches. And then in third, which this is the most exciting to me, I was literally like beaming ear, like, oh my gosh, when you're smiling ear to ear, is that what it is? I'm going to say that's what the metaphor is. I was smiling ear to ear, seeing Jada Ross make the cut. She's from the University of Oregon, tossing 64 feet, 3.75 inches. She's insane. She secured first place in the shot put at the NCAA D1 Track and Field Championships this year, and I was really excited to watch her in the trials. And then Atthaya, who also was someone who was a favorite to be in the top 3, but she ended up in 4th, but she was really, really strong competition. Lastly, for Saturday, let's talk about the women's long jump finals. Tara Davis-Woodhull, the 2024 World Indoors champion, earned her berth at her 2nd Olympic Games. Very much expected. Davis-Woodhull won the women's long jump final with a tremendous leap of 7 meters in her 5th attempt. The 25-year-old fought through 3 falls to stay alive and win the final. Jasmine Moore posted her season's best jump, 6.98 meters. And in her final attempt of the night, Monet Nichols, who had yet to hit the Olympic standard at 6.86 meters, jumped exactly to that move into 3rd and hit the standard, thus punching her ticket to Paris. Lastly, let's talk about the finals on Sunday. Starting with the women's pole vault, Bridget Williams won the event, followed by Katie Moon in second and Bryn King in third. All three reached 4.73 meters. Moon and Sandy Morris were the favorites going into this, so in some way Williams was the underdog. Not really, but sort of. But she took them down, winning her first U.S. pole vault title. Sandy Morris came in fourth, but I am shocked to see that she didn't qualify for the Olympic team. Still, I mean, these three people are amazing. They deserve to be on the Olympic team. In the women's javelin finals, Maggie Malone Hardin got a meet record mark of 64.58 meters, securing her spot in the Olympics, and this will be her third time competing in the Olympic Games. Kara Winger, who captured a silver medal at the 2022 World Championships, placed second with a throw of 62.94 meters. Lastly, Madison Wiltrout took third with a personal best of 61.17 meters. 2023 U.S. national champion Madeline Harris also competed, and she ended up in fifth place, but I really thought she would be in third. But, I mean, she still did phenomenal. I don't know. Just sometimes with field events, it's hard to predict. But, like, oh my gosh. It's just, like, I'm pretty shocked to not see some people at the games. And tomorrow I'm planning on talking about in our episode about who are all the people that have qualified for the games, and like just looking at a list of them and seeing like, okay, this is great that all of them are here, but looking at a list of people, you're like, oh, I thought they were going to be there, and it's like they're not. They didn't qualify. It's like insane. I don't know. Sometimes you need to like look at a list of like who did and who didn't qualify. Anyway, so moving on to the hurdles, one of my favorite events. In the 100-meter hurdles, there was a couple of upsets. And I hate using that word because it's not truly like an upset when you have other people who made a huge accomplishment, and I'm sure the people that ended up losing or having disappointments are still happy for the people that won, things like that. But anyway, Mazai Russell, Alicia Johnson, and Grace Stark will represent Team USA in this event. Russell ran a new world lead and set a meet record in 12.25 seconds, with Johnson qualifying in her first world team in 12.31 seconds, and Grace Stark finishing third in a personal best 12.31 seconds. Nia Ali and American record holder Kenny Harrison finished fourth and sixth respectively. I definitely thought Nia Ali would finish in second, and that's where the upset sort of is. Also, it's a bit of an upset for Tonia Marshall as well, since she did not qualify for the games and was predicted by myself and others to be in the top 3 or 4, and also was predicted by a lot of people, like I said, to be in the top 3. So, I mean, it wasn't just me who thought she would land there as well. I promise that I'm not just, like, being stupid. Anyway, I'm really happy for Grace Stark, though, because she graduated this year from the University of Florida, so she's representing her school in the Olympics, and she will be one of the younger competitors. Now to the 400-meter hurdles, which is probably, like, my ultimate favorite event. That's a tough call, though, because I have so many favorites, but it definitely is my top 5 to watch. Anyway, resetting her own world record once again, superstar Sydney McLaughlin-Larone won the women's 400-meter hurdles easily in 50.65 seconds. Anna Cockrell finished second in 52.64 seconds, a personal best, and Jasmine Jones finished third in 52.77 seconds, also a personal best. Former world record holder and 34-year-old Delilah Muhammad finished sixth in 54.27 seconds. I'm a little upset that Muhammad did not qualify for the games as well as Shamir Little, who was in fourth, given her reputation and past world records. But I'm happy to see that Jones and Cockrell are bringing new energy to this team. I would say that Cockrell was probably more of the underdog in this situation, as more people were expecting Little or Muhammad to take that second place or even third place spot. So lastly, on Sunday, finishing up the trials, let's talk about the 1500-meter finals. Running the 1500-meter finals in 3 minutes, 55.33 seconds was Nikki Hiltz, who won and set a new meet record in the process. Emily McKay finished second in 3 minutes, 55.90 seconds. And Elle St. Pierre finished third in 3 minutes, 55.99 seconds, both personal best. I'm honestly shocked to see that St. Pierre was not second or first, but although that Nikki Hiltz does make sense to be first. Anyway, but St. Pierre was still in third, meaning she qualifies for the team. But I think she has a good chance of medaling in the Olympics. This is such a solid group for the 1500, I'll say. So we're now going to move into our next segment where we talk about the rest of the swimming roster in Team USA and the relay teams for the Olympics. Before we dive into that, no pun intended, so funny, we're going to take a short break. So I will see you guys very soon.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done recapping the U.S. Track and Field Olympic Trials, and now we're going to talk about Olympic swimming. Okay, so during Friday's episode, we talked about who would be swimming for Team USA in the Olympics, and we're just going to continue that conversation. This time, we're going to finish talking about everybody on the roster swimming individual events, and then we will talk about the relay teams. We have a lot of people to get through, so let's just get right ahead and get started. Okay, so Alex Sha'Carri will be competing in the 200 butterfly. Her brother is also competing in the Olympics as well. At just 14, Sha'Carri qualified for the first wave of the 2020 Olympic team trials with a 1 minute and 0.63 seconds in the 100 fly. There she finished 23rd, and since then she has improved tremendously. Given her recent performances and rapid improvement, she has a good chance of making it to the finals and competing for a medal. Her technique and endurance are well suited for this demanding event, and she's expected to be a significant presence in the competition. Regan Smith will be obviously her biggest competitor in this event. Smith is the favorite to win, and I have a lot of hopes that she will win the event. She actually secured a world record during the trials in this event, so I think Sha'Carri will have a better chance of finishing second or third. Still, it will be difficult for Sha'Carri to medal in Paris, given that the 2021 gold and silver medalists Zhang Yufei of China and Smith return, along with Canada's 17-year-old Summer McIntosh, winner of world titles in 2022 and 2023. Gretchen Walsh will be competing in the 50 freestyle and 100 butterfly. She actually is the world record holder in the 100-meter butterfly. She additionally holds 2 world junior records in mixed gender relay events. Walsh competes collegiately for the University of Virginia. In 2022, she became the fastest female freshman to swim the 50-yard freestyle in the NCAA with a time of 20.95 seconds and earned the NCAA title in the 100-yard freestyle with a time of 56.05 seconds and the national title in the 100-meter butterfly. In the 2020 Olympic trials, she narrowly missed qualifying for the team in the 50 freestyle as she swam 24.74 seconds and finished 5th overall. For the 50 free, her biggest competitors will be Emma McKeown from Australia, who is a top sprinter with multiple Olympic medals, and Simone Manuel, who has made records in this year's U.S. Olympic trials. Specifically in the 100-meter butterfly, Gretchen Walsh is expected to be a strong competitor, leveraging her speed and technique. She has the potential to reach the finals and vie for a podium finish. Her key competitors are Sarah Sjöström from Sweden. Sarah Sjöström, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, who is the world record holder and a dominant force in butterfly events, and then Tori Huss from the U.S. Emma Weber will be competing in the 100 breaststroke. She is the 2023 Pan American Games silver medalist for the U.S. In the Olympic trials, Lydia Jacoby, the gold medalist in the 100 breaststroke, was supposed to compete in this event in the Olympics, but after some issues, I'm not really sure the whole situation. Weber secured that second place spot. Jacoby ended up dropping out of the trials. Weber secured the second place spot in 1 minute 6.10 seconds. Weber is the latest among many tributes to what UVA swimming has achieved under Todd DeSorbo. She didn't exactly come out of nowhere, but compared to Jacoby or Alex Walsh, she was perhaps not the betting favorite for a ticket to Paris. Going into the Olympics, her biggest competition will be Lily King, who has been to the Olympics before and medaled. It will be tough competition, but I think Weber can finish in the top 5 for sure. Emma Wyatt is the last individual competitor on the roster, and she is competing in the 400 IM. At the 2020 Summer Olympics, she won the silver medal in the 400-meter individual medley. Also, Wyatt competed at the 2022 World Championships and won the bronze medal in the 400-meter individual medley. She has been consistently finishing in the top 3 in a lot of international competitions and in NCAA competitions. Wyatt is a top contender in this event. Her versatility across all 4 strokes and her endurance make her a strong candidate for a medal. Given her past performances, she is expected to compete fiercely for a podium finish. Katie Grimes is her biggest competitor in this event, though, and I did talk about her last video on Friday. So now let's talk about the relay teams. Let me just say the U.S. relay teams are so dang strong, and honestly, at the end of the day, I think it will be between Australia and the U.S. in some of these events. I'm not trying to jinx it, knock on wood. The U.S. will bring 6 athletes to compete on the relay squad at the 2024 Olympics. Relay teams are determined based on a swimmer's performance during the corresponding individual event. So even if you're not like you didn't land in the first or second place, even if you're like last place, which is very unlikely, they could still pick you for the relay team. But I mean, it's usually like people that also qualify for individual events or people who placed in third. So let's start with the 4x100 freestyle relay roster. Wow, I just like completely like had a mental glitch. Like I just glitched completely. So there are 8 people in total. I believe they're split into 2 teams. I mean, I'm sure they are, but I legit cannot figure out who is on what team or if some of these people are alternates. Like this is just what the roster says. And I promise that I have been doing like research to figure out who is on each team. I sincerely apologize. So we're just gonna talk about the people listed instead. And once I figure out who is actually on each team, I'll let you know. But the people on the team are Erica Connolly, Kate Douglas, Era Gemmell, Tori Huss, Simone Manuel, Paige Madden, Gretchen Walsh, and Abby Wetzel. Connolly and Gemmell are only competing in this relay event. So they're two or one of the people. Like, how do I say that? They are 2 people who did not qualify for an individual event by ending in first or second place, but they still qualify for the relay team by officials selecting them for the team, even though they didn't finish in first or second. Does that make any sense? I really hope that makes sense. Anyway, so talking about Connolly, oh my gosh, what am I saying? So talking about Connolly, she swam in the final of the women's 4x100 freestyle relay and won a bronze medal in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. She then competed in the 100 freestyle and made it to the semifinals. She has always been known for her success in the 100 free. She also has been very successful in relays. At the 2022 World Championships, she won a bronze medal in the 50 free and also won 2 gold medals and 2 bronze medals in relay events. Erin Gemmell is actually known more for her 400 free and 200 freestyle success, but she also has done very well in the 100 free. At last year's Junior Pan Pacs, Gemmell won the 100 free, 200 free, and 400 free while breaking meet records in all 3 events. She's a great selection given her ability to maintain speed and her endurance. Kate Douglas finished 7th in the 100 free at the 2020 Olympic Trials. Afterwards, she had better success in this event, including in relays, where at the short course World Championships in 2020, which were, postponed to 2021, she won a gold medal in the 4x100 free relay. In 2022, she won a silver medal in this event, at another short course World Championships. In 2023 and 2024, she started to really improve in this event. At the 2023 World Championships, Douglas won a silver medal in the final of the women's 4x100 freestyle relay and in the mixed 4x100 freestyle relay. So in both of those, the mixed and just women's. And then lastly, at the 2024 World Championships, Douglas swam in the final of the mixed 4x100 free relay, winning a bronze medal. Simone Manuel is a very well-known sprinter. At the 2016 Rio Olympics, she won 2 gold and 2 silver medals, gold in the 100-meter freestyle and 4x100-meter medley, and silver in the 50-meter freestyle and the 4x100-meter freestyle relay. At the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, she won a bronze medal as the anchor of the U.S. 4x100 free relay team. On the other hand, we have Tori Huss, who is more known for her success in the butterfly and IMs. However, in very recent years, she has made her name known in the 100 free. In November 2020, at the Tokyo U.S. Open National Championships, Huss finished in first at the 100 free, and then in the 2020 Olympic Trials, she placed 10th overall in the 100 free semifinals. She also secured a spot on the Team USA's World Championship team by winning the 100-meter freestyle with a time of 53.35 seconds ahead of Claire Curzon at the 2022 International Team Trials. Then we got Paige Madden, who won a silver medal in the 4x200 freestyle relay at the 2020 Olympics, and she also finished 7th in the 400 free. She is not as known for her success in the 100-meter freestyle, mainly due to some health problems in 2022 that kind of stopped her from getting a lot of media attention and winning a lot that year. But still, she is known as a fierce sprinter and will be a great competitor on this relay team. The last 2 people we have on the roster are Gretchen Walsh and Abby Wetzel. Walsh is known for being the record holder in the 100-meter butterfly, but she has also secured top positions in the 100 freestyle and the U.S. National Championships and has represented the U.S. in various international meets, demonstrating her power specifically in this event. Also, Walsh earned a silver medal as part of the 4x100 meter freestyle relay team, swimming a crucial leg in the 100 meter free. Lastly, Abby Wetzel was a key member of the U.S. relay teams, earning a silver medal in the 4x100 freestyle relay and a gold medal in the 4x100 medley relay, where she swam the freestyle leg. So freestyle is kind of her thing. And Wetzel won a bronze medal in the 4x100 free relay and competed individually in the 100 freestyle, showcasing her sprinting capabilities. She's a solid choice for the team, clearly. So now let's finish the segment by talking about the 4x200 freestyle relay team. On the team, we have the iconic Katie Ledecky, Anna Poplawski, Alex Shackle, and Claire Weinstein. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry, guys. So in the 2016 Rio Olympics and 2017 World Championships, Katie Ledecky won the gold medal in the 200 freestyle. Known primarily for her dominance in the longer freestyle distances, Ledecky's success in the 200 free showcases her incredible range and versatility. Her ability to combine speed and endurance allows her to excel in the 200 free, making her a formidable opponent. As a standout swimmer for Indiana University, Poplawski has achieved significant success in the 200 free. She has consistently finished at the top in collegiate meets, demonstrating her strength and endurance in this distance. Her performances have contributed to her team's overall success and have earned her individual recognition. As a junior swimmer, Poplawski set several records and earned numerous medals in the 200 free, highlighting her potential from an early age. And then Poplawski has represented the U.S. in various international meets, competing in the 200 free against some of the world's best swimmers. Shackle has competed in the U.S. National Championships, earning strong finishes in the 200 free and gaining valuable experience competing against elite swimmers. She is one of the younger swimmers, being only 17 years old and still in high school, so this is her first time competing in the Olympics. It's a very exciting year for her. Lastly, we have Claire Weinstein, who has demonstrated her prowess in the 200-meter freestyle at junior national competitions, frequently finishing at the top and setting age group records. This is definitely, hands down, a very packed team going into the Olympics. So we're now going to move on to our last and final segment where we talk about the Dow Championships. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the Team USA individual roster and the relay teams for the swimming in the Olympics. So now we're going to recap the Dow Championships that ended on Sunday in our last and final segment of today's show. I'm telling you guys, there's so many things that are happening this weekend. So the annual Dow Championship took place from June 24th to the 30th at the Midland Country Club in Michigan, and this is a much different competition given that people are competing in pairs. Okay, so let's start by talking about round one. Okay, so here are the top competitors from and top performances from the first day. Atthaya, Thitikul, and Ruoning opened with a score of 64. Thitikul has the most top 10 finishes on the LPGA Tour over the last 2 seasons, but has yet to have a victory. Ali Ewing and Jennifer Kupcho also scored 64. Ewing has had notable recent performances with 3 consecutive top 5 finishes, 2 in major championships. Jirari Boonchant and Chinette Wanasian both have not gotten much attention before the competition started, but they snuck in there and ended with 64 as well on the first day. Boonchant has improved her putting significantly, moving up 22 spots in strokes gained putting ranking. Brooke Henderson and Lexi Thompson were sort of favorites going in, and they finished with a score of 66. Low-key, they were kind of my favorites going into. Based on this first round, Henderson has shown a lot of improvement in strokes gained off the tee from last season to this season. Also opening with 66 was Charlie Hull and Georgia Hall. Based on the first day, Hull ranked highly in strokes gained off the tee to green and approach. Lastly, Haran Ryu and Somi Lee opened with 67. Ryu ranks 4th on the LPGA Tour in strokes gained approach since April 1st. Moving on to round 2. This is when things got really good. Australian LPGA Tour winner Grace Kim made a hole-in-one. That's always amazing to watch. Go watch that again if you can. The 23-year-old aced the par 3 7th hole, holing out from 145 yards with her 7-iron to record the first hole-in-one of both her life and her LPGA Tour career. Kim's partner this week and her fellow Epson Tour graduate Austin Kim accomplished the same feat just a few months ago at the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plas Pro, holding out for an ace on her own on the par 3 18th hole at Wilshire Country Club, and was incredibly excited to watch her teammate join the hole-in-one club at the Great Lakes State. Kim said, quote, "I hit a 3/4 7-iron. The wind was off the left, so I was like, it is not going to get there. I was also obviously just trying to put it close. All I see is it disappear. I've had a lot of close shaves, and this is actually my first one. So it's very exciting. Everyone was really happy for me, so it was very nice to share that moment," unquote. Also, major champion Hanaka Shibuno also made a second ace of the day, holding out on the par 3 18th hole. Shibuno then followed the Grace Kim's lead, making her second career ace on the closing hole of Midland Country Club, a shot that helped her and her teammate Minami Katsu to a 9 under 61 in the 4-ball format, propelling them inside the cut line after they opened with a 1 over 71. Shibuno's partner Katsu was grateful for her teammate managed to hole out on 18 as it shifted the momentum of their round after the pair got off to a quiet start on their first 8 holes of the day. So in all, 5 teams skyrocketed to the top of the leadership at the leaderboard. I feel like that's a better way to say it, leaderboard. At the second round, Team Sloth Machine, which are, and guys, I so apologize for these team names. They confuse me so much. I need to see like actual people's names, so I apologize for the team names, like if they get confusing. But the people that were all skyrocketing to the top of the 5 were Team Sloth Machine, which were Javarier Boonshot and Shaneti Wanasian. Ping Pals, I find that one so funny. Ping Pals, which are Jennifer Cupshow and Ali Ewing. Team 2K, which are Austin Kim and Grace Kim. Team Hot Pot, which are Suze Chia Sheng and Wailu Su. And Team Huge, which are Nana Correas Madsen and Nicole Bross Istrom, all at 12 under. I don't even know what I was just trying to say. Team 2K took advantage of the low scoring opportunities that Midland Country Club presents, going 6 strokes lower from their 3 under 67 foursome score to jump into tie for first. Major champions Celine Boudier and Yuka Sasso did something in the second round of the Dow Championship that has only been done once in the history of the annual team play event. After opening with 4 over 74 in foursomes on Thursday and with their backs against the wall, Team BS, and yes, that is their name, pulled out all the stops on Friday at Midland Country Club, carding a 12 under 58 to claw their way back inside the cut line at the Dow Championship. With the 58, Boudier and Sasso tied the 18-hole tournament scoring record in the 4-ball format, as the first and only other 58 was recorded in 2019 by Minji Lee and Jin Young Ko during the final round of the inaugural Dow Championship. It's also just the 7th time in Dow Championship history that a sub-60 round has been carded, with the last instant coming in 2022 when Maria Fassi and Stacey Lewis shot 59 in the final round at Midland Country Club. Considering how far out of the conversation the duo was at the start of the second round, sitting in a tie for 59th and 10 shots out of the lead, Boudier and Sasso were incredibly pleased with their day 2 comeback and can breathe a sigh of relief that they are once again playing the weekend, having finished in a tie for 3rd last season in their debut as partners. Starting their second round on number 10, Boudier and Sasso grabbed 2 birdies in their first 3 holes on the par 4 10th and par 4 12th holes to get back to 2 over for the tournament, collecting 2 more birdies on holes 15 and 18 to turn and 31 at even par overall. The pair turned up the heat on their closing 9, rattling off 7 consecutive birdies on holes 1 through 7 to launch themselves up the leaderboard. Team BS then parred 8 before picking up one last birdie on the par 4 9th hole to post a 58 and vault from T59 to T59 to T22. Just 4 shots back of the 5 co-leading teams at 8 under overall with 36 holes to play in Michigan. And so now let's talk about round 3. Beginning the day at 10 under, Team Jin and Konik, which was Atthaya, Thitikul, and Ruoning, parred the first 2 holes before boogieing the par 5 third hole and double boogieing the par 3 fourth hole, a pair of mistakes that saw the partners slip back to 7 under overall. Afterwards, Thitikul and Yin then made 3 consecutive birdies on holes 5, 6, and 7 to erase their early mistakes and get back to 10 under for the tournament, parring their next 2 holes to turn in 35. They struck again with a birdie on the par 5 11th hole to move to 11 under, and after making pars on 12, 13, and 14, the team got to 12 under with a birdie on the par 4 15th hole. The partners closed out their round with a 1-2 punch of birdies on 17 and 18, posting a 4 under 66 in the foursomes format, and an impressive bounce-back performance after a challenging start to their round. Lastly, on round 4, it really came down to the last putt, but Atthaya, Thitikul, and Ruoning and Yin won the Dow Championships by 1 stroke. Starting the final round in a tie for second, the Olympic-bound duo got off a hot start, recording 3 straight birdies on numbers 2, 3, and 4, and adding 2 more on holes 7 and 9 to take some momentum into the back 9. Unfortunately, that momentum slowed down, and with just 3 birdies to count for on the back, Team Ping Pals, comprised of Ali Ewing and Jennifer Kupcho, were able to make a surge back up to the leaderboard, eventually trading blows with Yin and Thitikul as play came to an end. After number 14, the 2 teams really began to take their shots at one another. Kupcho and Ewing grabbed back-to-back birdies on numbers 14 and 15 compared to Yin and Thitikul's pars to keep pace. Numbers 16 and 17 were washed as both teams secured a pair of pars heading into the pivotal par 3 18th hole. Thitikul stuck it on the green and stared down a putt to win the championship. With the newly redesigned Dow Championship trophy on the line, Thitikul left no doubt and sunk the birdie putt to give Jin and Ruoning a 1-stroke lead over the Ping Pals. Back-to-back pars for Ewing and Kupcho left needing a birdie to force the first playoff in Dow Championship history, and after both of their tee shots, that task seemed more daunting. Ewing stuck hers on the 18th green, hitting it to approximately 20 feet, while Kupcho left hers short, hitting the front fringe of the island green. Kupcho's attempt at the hole out from the fringe was unsuccessful, and it was ultimately up to the Mississippi State alum to force a playoff. Ewing gave it her best effort, but ultimately missed just below the hole, giving Jin and Ruoning the win. This was Kupcho's first top 10 finish at the Dow Championships since winning the event in 2022 with partner Lizette Salas, and it was Ewing's first top 10 finish in the 3rd start in the tournament. The Danish duo of Nana Koris Madsen and Nicole Broch-Idstrup finished tied for 3rd after going bogey free with 7 birdies on Sunday's 4-ball round. The 2 both earned their first top 10 finishes of the 2024 season, with Broch-Idstrup also making her first LPGA Tour start this year. Another duo also finished their first top 10 finish of the season as well. Hezly Kang earned her 3rd top 10 finish of the Dow Championship in her first this season, while Inky Kang finished inside the top 10 for the first time since 2019. Riding off the top 5 were the 2 English Olympians, Charlie Hull and Georgia Hall. The best friends shot 63s in both of their 4-ball rounds. Austin and Grace Kim also finished inside the top 5, with Grace making her first career ace in the 2nd round, like I said. John Shippen Women's Invitational winners Georgia Uba and Sha'Carri Richardson finished tied for 8th, going bogey free with 8 birdies. So that concludes our show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you guys once again, and have a wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit.